I want to bring in the panel right now. Mattie Duppler, Independent Women's Forum visiting fellow, Ned Ryun, the CEO of American Majority and a former George W. Bush presidential writer, and Curtis Ellis, Senior Policy Advisor for America First Policies. Let me start with you, Curtis. First and foremost, America First is what President Trump ran on, and it seems as if the president's agenda in the confrontations, the showdowns with Mexico, Canada, maybe even China, the strategy is working, or am I wrong?
Oh, you're absolutely right. President Trump has finally started to assert American national interests, which is exactly what the Mexicans have done, what the Chinese have done, and what Canada has done. We're seeing the Mexicans now ready to make a deal, particularly on auto parts, for example. As President Trump has said, it used to be we made cars in Flint and you couldn't drink the water in Mexico. After NAFTA, we make cars in Mexico and you can't drink the water in Flint. The Mexicans understand they could lose the auto industry to China the same way Michigan lost its auto industry to Mexico, so they desperately want to make a deal. And the new Mexican president, Obrador, is a populist nationalist like President Trump. So they're looking out for what's in the best interest of Mexico. They know they could be underbid by China, so let's make a deal with the United States and everybody wins.
So Mattie, let me bring you into the discussion. China's got to be watching this from the sidelines.
Yeah.
Do they blink or do they hold steady and we keep ramping up the potential trade tiff with China?
Right. It is not a coincidence that the same week Mexico is here negotiating potentially a bilateral agreement with the United States, that China announced its next round of tariffs in retaliation to United States tariffs. And on that list of tariffs, of course, are autos and sedans. So that's something to keep in mind. And China certainly knows exactly where it is trying to put the most acute pressure on the United States. Now, remember, because of the trade imbalance, China and the United States cannot go tit for tat on tariffs. We import way too much from them to be able to do a dollar for dollar exchange. So the Chinese right now are trying to exert the most pressure possible. Because of the negotiations that are happening between Mexico and the United States, I believe they are looking at cars and at auto parts as a way to try and really utilize this opportunity in time as a point of leverage. So we'll see what happens with these Mexico-United States negotiations. Remember, this isn't really NAFTA. NAFTA includes Canada. Right now, it's just Mexico and the United States, and we'll see if an agreement can emerge this week.
Yeah, and Ned, that's a good point, because the administration has said it's willing to do a bilateral agreement with Mexico as opposed to a total North American free trade agreement. Let me ask you, is the administration, though, in doing that, if we were to do the bilateral deal and not do something with Canada, are we picking winners and losers? And I ask that because I have very good friends who work at a steel mill in Cleveland, Ohio, which produces steel that's used by Toyota in Kentucky. So is the administration, my friends are doing well, but are they picking winners and losers, especially if we leave out Canada?
No, I think in this specific instance, Adam, this is really just about fulfilling a campaign promise in regards to manufacturing jobs. And that's what this is what the negotiations are about with Mexico. They're trying to get more manufacturing jobs back into the U.S. And with Mexico paying their workers $3 an hour to build auto parts, what we're doing is coming in and saying, listen, we have to have an agreement where they're saying 40% of auto parts have to be built in places that are paying $16 an hour, which would mean the United States. And we're also negotiating, saying we want 85% of auto parts to be built in North America. Mexico's coming back and saying 70%. Right now, we're currently at 62.5%, and I think we are going to try and settle for 75%. So I don't see them picking winners and losers. This is about just getting manufacturing jobs back in the U.S. and saying we want a better trade deal. And again, if we can go from 62.5% of auto content being built in North America to 75%, that's a huge win.
Curtis, let me bring you in with a question. I am going to say the unthinkable. Please understand I'm a car nut and I am a proponent of American automobiles, but I got to ask this question. If it's cheaper to produce the Ford in Mexico or the Chevy in Mexico, why not produce it in Mexico? Headquarters is still the United States. Design is still in the United States. It's like Apple. Build it overseas, but almost 85% of the money buying the product still comes back to the United States. So why not follow that model? And I know there are about 100,000 people employed just by the auto manufacturing industry who want to shoot me right now. But why not do that? Because it would be better for consumers, correct?
Well, every consumer must be a producer, or else they won't have the money to be a consumer,
Okay.
right? So those 100,000 people want to be able to buy cars and washing machines and pay their mortgage and pay taxes. So that's the reason why we need manufacturing jobs in the United States. Not everybody is going to be a software designer or an Apple iPhone designer. Some people are going to be doing other things. We need a broad set of jobs for the broad set of skills for the broad set of people that are American citizens. That's the America First agenda, and that's why we need manufacturing jobs in the United States.
Mattie, would these kinds of things, as I know because I am a car nut and I appreciate the work these men and women do, and please forgive me for the question I asked earlier, the 100,000 of you who build the cars, wages have been pushed down in the United States because of the pressure to move jobs to Mexico. Does this reverse that pressure, or would there still be pressure on wage growth for auto manufacturers for the people who do that?
So here's the thing. We right now in the United States are at the beginning of a renaissance in both not only manufacturing, but in all business in the United States. For the last several decades, workers have really been at a disadvantage because of our tax code, our regulatory regime, not because of trade, but because we haven't had an environment that's competitive enough for our workers. Now that the Trump administration has reformed the tax code, has dialed back the regulatory regime, we're starting to see wages rise across industries. And that's true in manufacturing as well. Listen, especially in automobile manufacturing, these are highly integrated systems. So you have a lot of car companies that are American car companies, but also foreign car companies who are actually here in the United States producing cars and auto parts here, not just because it is a good environment to do so, but because they can do so competitively in the United States.
Last question to Ned is Freeland in Canada. What is she thinking right now? She's the economic minister, the trade minister in Ottawa. What is she thinking as we get, appears to be we're on the verge of a deal with Mexico?
I would hope that she realizes as we're getting better deals with the EU, as we're hopefully going to get a better deal with Mexico. I mean, Trump says what he means and means what he says. We are going to get better deals with Canada, so get ready. He's going to bring all of the clout that he can to the table and say, we've got a great economy. You're going to want to do more business with us. You're going to have to drop your ridiculous tariffs. I mean, Trump's going to bring all of the weight and pressure to Canada and say, let's figure out better deals. So I would encourage her to get ready for some very strong negotiations because Trump is going to push for better deals for the American people.
I hear you, and all I got to say is for those of you who know what a Nanaimo bar is, if we can get those included in the deal, they're the best dessert out of Canada. And if you don't know what they are, ask for them. They're amazing. All three of you, thank you for joining us.